Thank you, Jennifer, for hosting us. We really, really appreciate it. If anybody hasn't met her yet, it's Jennifer Rowland. Yeah, she's the owner of this great facility, the New Horizon Computer Learning Center, here and in Reno, and soon to be other locations very shortly. Got to tell you guys, Al, I don't like being on the side of the mic. Now I understand what you're doing. You know, the only thing I'm going to open up with is that when we all were growing up, we all had dreams. Young lady right there, that's the first recipient. She had a dream, and her dreams are going to come true today, as well as mine is in my second childhood. This is a big day for me. A little emotional, but it means a lot to me because of what got me here. Little history is that I'm on the air now 9 years. And I started it because I felt we needed to get the public educated where they would understand what the education was, similar to what you do here, Jennifer. And it's worked, and it's worked really well. Thank God I didn't go in it to make a lot of money because there's no money in the business. Don't we know that, right, Gary? No money in that business. So we're there, and I've had a blast, and it's been a great ride. I got sick in 2007 and made a couple of decisions that I was going to go forward and continue doing the radio show. And then I'm sitting and I'm saying, you know what? You're blessed because whatever your religious beliefs are, my belief is that I was given a second opportunity at life. And that second opportunity has worked out pretty well. And the people that are near and dear to me, Sharon and Christine and my nephew Todd, have all been there at my side to get me forward. So it's time to pay it forward, and that's where the Outlook Foundation came in. We've built a great reputation in the industry, and my mission is very simple. The mission is I want young children that are under-resourced, can't afford it on their own, to have the same advantage for their education as other children have. I want them to be able to go home, be able to connect to the internet, and be able to learn and educate themselves at home and continue the education that they get in school. If we can do that, create that mission, that's great. I did a soft announcement back in November last year, November 4th, and I think on November 5th, I had every military base in the United States of America calling me saying, John, we heard what you're doing. Can you help military personnel? And I said, you know what? Why can't I? I said, but I want to be very specific about it. I want to learn. I want to only give the computers to military personnel because today we got mom and pop, both, being deployed overseas. Stipulation was that it has to be deployed. It doesn't have to be a war zone. Just being away from their family was the criteria. And I said, yeah, we can do that. I don't know how many computers I'm going to be able to get my hands on. So next thing I get a call from a master sergeant at Fort Hood. He said, John, we got 20,000 people getting ready to deploy. You ready? And I said, I don't think so. not just yet. So give me some time. We're going to work on it. And then one day I stopped and I had lunch with my wife at a little diner on Decatur called Lou's Diner. And it's like one of those hidden gems in Las Vegas that we've been here for 22 years, and we just happened to find it this past year. And by the way, it's a little pitch for them because if you ever want good food, go to Lou's. I walk in and I see this gentleman come in as I'm sitting there eating my breakfast. He's got this hat on with scrambled eggs all over, and I said, well, this looks official. And then I see the American Legion and everything, and I turn, and it's the gentleman sitting in the corner who turns out to be Mr. Commander Ken Roberts. He's the commander of the American Legion for the state of Nevada. I said to him, can I interrupt you for a minute? And I went over and I thanked him, as I always do when I see military personnel. I thank him because we got that one word in our language that nobody else really has, and that's the word freedom. And I make it a point always to thank him. My own nephew, he served, and I thank him all the time. So I explained to the commander what we were doing. He said, I'm in. I said, what do you mean you're in? He said, whatever you need, we'll do. So whatever you need, we will do. We will help you. So that's why he's here today, and he's brought along another commander, Yvette Weigold, and she's going to be accepted on behalf of Asia Ortega, who was just deployed. She's a single mom, and she was just deployed to Afghanistan. So she's going to accept on her behalf, and she's going to ship it over to her, and that's great. And then we have sitting here with me little Eileen Vallesenor, isn't it? Is that your last name? And she's our first recipient from the children's standpoint. So, you know, I want everybody to understand what the mission is and what the reason is behind it. If we can make it successful, it'll be successful. I invited another person here today that's, whether he wants to accept it or not, he's become a big part of this foundation already. That's the gentleman sitting in the back over there with the yellow sweater, Frank, and he's a realtor here in town. He hooked us up with a building that he's had so much patience with Christine and I and Sharon going to look at it, in and out of that building several times, trying to figure out every way possible that we can locate the foundation as well as the Computer Outlook show. And it's got a bonus. It becomes our new living quarters too. Christine and I just moved into our house a year ago, and we're going to move out of it. We're going to move into this place. We have everything under one roof. And we got a couple of good projects that are designed for that building already. And we got the word, I think it was yesterday, that he successfully talked to the owner. The owner's a wonderful, I haven't met him, but appears to be a wonderful guy because everything we asked for, he said go. So all the little stars are pointing in the right direction, and we're getting all kinds of good news. I don't really have, if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer. I really don't have anything to say, just that my mission is very simple. There's no motives behind it. There's no hidden agenda. I want to get as many computers as I can. Lenovo has been wonderful. They should give us our first shot at computers, and they're scrubbed and they're ready to go. Hewlett Packard's coming in. And you know what, I would be right if I didn't say, I have to thank some of my existing sponsors from the Computer Outlook also. You know, the number one company that has been behind me from day one at the days of, what was it, KLAV, I think it was 1280, when you had to buy the time. I did that. Al Gibbs was one of my first gifts. As a matter of fact, it was kind of scary because Al and I just teamed up recently to do a show, and he came in one day with his little boy, about the size of Eileen. And that little boy is almost getting ready to go to college today, so that was kind of scary. Diskeeper Corporation, you know, you need to go visit them at www.diskeeper.com. They're the number one defragmenting company in the world, and I always give them a shout, as well as my other companies, Kingston, CMS Products, the number one backup tools, Kingston for their great memory, Super Anti-Spyware, who has a great spyware program. They're all great friends of our show, and we really appreciate them, because we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them, a lot of it. Last, the tough one, the lady sitting there, standing in the back over there. She's what it's all about for me. The reason I'm standing here today is because of her. She's nurtured me right back to health, along with him, my nephew Todd. That's it. Eileen, why don't you come on up here and we'll take some pictures, and we'll present you with that pretty pink computer. She's a sweetheart. We met Eileen. She filled out all the applications, sent them in to us, did it all on her own, and she wanted a computer so badly. We said, no problem, here it is. So guess what? Here's your brand new computer. All right, sweetie? You enjoy it. All right? You're very special to me now because you got the first one. All right? You're going up on our website tomorrow. Is that Commander?
It's for this logo.
There
Our
you
mom
go.
just left for Afghanistan.
What branch?
Army.
What? Don't start that.
Please accept that for her and get it over to her as quickly as you possibly can and tell her we wish her all a speedy return trip and a safe return trip. Commander, I gotta tell you, you're a hell of a guy. You're a hell of a guy. I met you when you were just about to sit down to have your lunch and you took the time to listen and you're here today. What comes out of your mouth definitely happens, and I thank you for that. And you've had the same thing.
It's all about veterans helping veterans.
Well, you know what? We need to say thank you all the time. I make it my business. When I met you, I only wanted to shake your hand and tell you thank you, but you jumped up and said, let's do more. What do you got going? And I told you, and you're here today. So I thank you.
Thank you.
That's about it, guys. Anybody got any questions or anything? Elizabeth, did you make the connections you needed here today, I hope? With the commander?
Yes, I.
You want to tell everybody what you do and why you're here?
Well, I'm here mainly because of Sharon. Sharon told me about what you were doing, and we are all about trying to connect the dots. I'm on the Military Affairs Committee for the North Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce. And I was instructed to come and see what it's all about and see if there's any way that we can help. Okay, thank you.
I'm fine. Everybody here knows you, right, Sharon?
I think so.
Sharon's been there right for me also for a long time, almost from day one. And We've had nothing but a lot of fun, a lot of good success. She's a great woman. Jennifer, I don't know how to thank you. I really don't. This is like a beautiful facility. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the facility? What happens here?
Well, we do a lot of work with the community, so we work with a lot of military bases, Nellis, we do a lot of work for them, as well as a lot of the WIA organizations. So we're helping retrain the job market, the available individuals, and we also work with all the companies in town that are, individuals that are looking to elevate their current job status and education and IT training. So we touch lots of different, all aspects of our market. And since I also own the center in Reno, we get to see what happens statewide. So it's our way to kind of give back to the community and continue to educate everybody.
Aren't you also involved with CompTIA?
We are a CompTIA partner. We are a Microsoft certified partner. We're many different partners. So in the technology world, changes very quickly, as Sharon knows. We have to keep up to date on everything.
Great.
Besides the most important, they just bought all that coffee and donuts sometimes.
Oh, this is IT. We got coffee all day.
It's a great room. I love the facility. I really do.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we work really hard
I
to.
can understand why Sharon's so proud to do some work with you.
No, we love Sharon. She's my inside outsider. That's what I call her.
Inside, outside. All right, everybody, if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them for you, but that's the story. That's why we're here, and I really appreciate you guys coming. I really do.
Thank you.
All right.